What's up, Facebook Live? This is my review of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So, I did just do a review of this like 20-30 minutes ago, but I was not happy with how it turned out. So I'm taking take two, trying this again. And hopefully I can explain a little better what I liked about this book. So one, just to get this out of the way, if you have not read this book, I would highly recommend it. This can be beneficial to anybody. If it's not in your library, it needs to be in there. This is the second time I've read this book, and I've gotten different things out of it than the first time I read it. Different mindsets, different techniques. So, just getting out of the way, you need to read this book if you haven't already. And if you've read it before but a long time ago, pick it back up again. Read it again. My bet will be you'll gain something different, something new out of it. So, what this book really focuses upon is the power of our brains and the power of our minds. And it has different topics. It has different mental exercises. It actually gives you steps. If you want to achieve this, if you want to feed your subconscious these positive thoughts and these aspirations, do this, 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 and this. And it references itself. It'll tell you, go back, read chapter 2 again. It'll make you repeat things. It'll actually say in the text, read that back to yourself out loud. I think I really appreciate that in a book that actually it gives you instructions. It kind of adds a second layer to it besides just laying out topics. It gives you ways to practice it. I think it's really important. So I'm going to just go into in detail of one of the topics that the chapter covers, one of the chapters covers, and it's not really a topic that's covered that often, and it's a topic I actually had to do some personal research on the first time I read this book and read it through before I understood what it really meant, and that is the topic of sex transmutation. Now what that means is, so let's reflect and realize that we have natural, desires, natural forces, we have instincts, and what sex transmutation really gets back to is that instinct of desire to reproduce. Now I think that we all can agree that we all have a desire to find that person, that partner, someone that really makes us happy, someone that we can be close with, we can be intimate with, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally, someone you can really connect to. And, if you do not want to have this partner, that's okay. There's no one saying you can't still be happy, but I feel like you can reach a greater level of happiness by finding this partner. So, what sex transmutation is you take that desire, you harness that desire to find somebody, to really be intimate with, and you use that to drive you in your goals and in your aspirations. So, I'll use the example of cavemen, I'm going to take a very biased male perspective, because that's kind of the male-dominated society back in Neanderthal days, so say you're a caveman and you want to go hunt. So why do you want to bring back, the biggest buck with the huge antlers? One, it's probably going to provide a lot of meat, and two, because you're going to look awesome to all the female Neanderthals that you want to mate with. So that's going to be your desire to really succeed and follow through with the things you want to accomplish. So we can harness that today. By hunting, yes, we can still do that, but also some people, want to have a really nice car, or, they want to do a lot of philanthropy work. Not saying that people aren't generally good-hearted, they want to help others, but it's probably a big factor that, hey, I want to look like an awesome person and a really great person by doing this work, and it's probably going to make me appealing to possible and potential mates. And that's just instinctual, and we can't deny that about ourselves. So that's one of these topics that kind of gives you a brief generalization of the thought processes and the different kind of mental brain analysis that Napoleon Hill uses in this book. So, to finish this off, the title of this book is Think and Grow Rich, and I really want to focus on that think. Thinking is how we can control our brain. Our brains can be our biggest ally or our biggest enemy. If we are controlled by negative thoughts, negative influences, it'll hinder us from achieving what we want in life, from gaining that fulfillment. If we can feed ourselves positive thoughts and really capitalize on positive opportunities and positive relationships, we are going to excel and soar in our expectations, in our goals and successes. Now, that does not mean that we need to, push away every negative force that comes our way. We need to learn how to tolerate and handle it. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react. And that's something that's really important. It really hits home in this book. So, there's a lot more in this book than what I talked about in this video, but I hope I gave you a little taste and a desire to learn more. So, go out, grab and read this book. If you've already read it, read it again. It's worth it. Alright, I have a list of books that I read annually. I always like to refresh, reread, look for something different. This is one of them. This is actually the first one I have on my list. So, I hope this helped. If you have any comments, any questions, send them my way. If you like this video, let me know. It encourages me to keep making them. And if you have any recommendations, also, let me know what books I should read and review. What books you want everyone else to read and really gain from. If this is a book that changed your life, let me know. I love to know what it is, and I'd love to read it and share that experience with you. So yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your night. If this was the second time you've watched this video, then I appreciate you watching for a second time. And if you got this notification twice in one night, I apologize, but sorry not sorry. I really wanted to get back to why I started doing these videos, and that was to actually put out good content and not just get through it, which is what I felt like I did in the first video. So, peace and blessings. Hope you all have a good rest of your night, and pick up this book.